my husband at an early age not only made me a widow, but it also made me a single mom. And I want to use some of these videos to kind of address some of those single mom struggles as well. Um, One of the things that really has been a struggle is not having my husband here to help me with everything with, because I don't know about your husband, but for me, my husband has always helped around the house. I could depend on him with, early on, I was solely mostly the house person taking care of the home because I was the one home all the time, but we were both in ministry. And as my workload increased as far as ministry work, I could not take care of everything at the home. And so we worked together. We worked both on cleaning the house. We worked both on doing laundry. We both worked on cooking meals and, things like that. So, and it's not having him here has left a big gap, and trying to figure out how to still do everything that needs to be done has been complicated, to say the least. But so many times I'll maybe share something about my struggles around the house or something around the yard, and people have the idea, well, you've got kids to help you. You've got kids to help. Well, first of all, my kids have always helped. Even when their dad was here, they helped. So yes, they are helping just as they always have helped, but that doesn't take care of the gap that's there. That doesn't replace their father. And then secondly, I want to say to people, why do you think I should pile on more on my children just because they lost their dad? They're dealing with that. They're struggling with being without their father. And now you want me to tell them, okay, not only do you have to struggle with all the heartache you have right now, but now you also need to take up his spot. Now you also need to do the work that he was doing. That's not fair. At least that's not, in my view, fair. I don't know why my children would be expected to grow up just because they lost their dad. Yes, it's impacted them a lot. It has caused them to grow up in a lot of ways. But my job as their mom is to love them, to protect them, to continue to nurture them, and to remember that they're children. And I have to remind myself that a lot. I have to remind myself, don't be too hard on them. They're still kids. They're dealing with this just like you're dealing with this. They're struggling with this just like you're struggling with this. And so, yes, do I try to get them to help? I always have, even when their dad was here. And they always have, even when their dad was here. But there's also that place that I come to where I say, look, I can't make it harder on them than it already is. They're dealing with a lot, and it's not fair to expect them to suddenly become their dad just because he's gone. And so single moms, I know it's hard. I know it's a struggle. And believe me, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But don't feel like you have to have this pressure of making them be the dad. Don't feel guilty when they're not, doing certain things, or feel like you're supposed to put some kind of pressure on them. Let them be children. They're still children. And though the world seems to think that it's okay to tell them to grow on up, I'm here to say, well, maybe it's okay just to tell them, just be kids. Yeah, the house might be a little messier than it needs to be. The laundry pile might be a little higher than it needs to be. But you know what? We're dealing with this. We're all dealing with this. And we'll get through it. And it'll be okay if the house isn't just what it used to be. A lot of things isn't just what it needs to be. But we're going to make it through this. By God's grace, we're going to make it through this. And that's all that matters, is just continuing to depend upon the Lord. And don't let this be something that makes them bitter, but let it be something that draws y'all together and draws y'all to the Lord.